My name is Virgil Revish. I'm a native of Petersburg, but now I live in Chesterfield. I've been living in Chesterfield for about 24 years now. And so I've been working in the school system, I say, for about 40 some years working with youth. But what I found out this year, what my niche was, it was the sixth graders. The reason I say sixth graders because that's the beginning of their lives. I mean by the beginning of their lives, just like they have to know how to have a plan in place. And so when I speak with them, I ask them, I say, what do you want to do? That's the first thing I'm asking. I say, you want to go to school? You want to go in the workforce? So some of them want to go to school, some of them want to go in the workforce. So what I say, you need the 3 P's first. What are the 3 P's? The 3 P's are plan, the preparation of your plan, and the last stage is presentation. But what happened, I added another one. That other one that I added, that's the plus 1 P. That plus 1 P is patience. Mm-hmm. And so we all need patience. And so anyone can use that plan. Anybody need not know how to prepare their plan. And then the last stage is present.
Yeah, absolutely. Take me back a little bit. What originally drew you to education and community mentorship? Give me a quick kind of like overview of your journey from teaching junior high to your continuing education and consulting work.
Really, my father, he was an advocate of education. My father had a 5th grade education, and it was 7 of us.
Wow.
And just like all of us went to college, and my father worked civil service. And what I noticed about my father, he was my mentor. By being my mentor, he showed to talk to us about responsibility, leadership, accountability, those types of things. And when I started noticing what my father was doing, how he was raising us, he worked the civil service. I'm going to go back to that. And we had 2 weeks for vacation in the summertime. My father drove a dump truck. And I saw during that time when I was young, how my father was taking care of us. Plus my mother, she was at home. She prepared the meals, kept the house clean. And my father, he went to work. But all of us were successful. All of us had good educations. And it trended from my father. I saw he was my mentor, he was my light. And so I just followed that. And what really got me into education, just like my football coach, I was a football player. And I got 2 scholarships, wow. But I didn't go to those schools because at the time, those schools didn't have a good athletic program. So I went to Virginia State, went there for about 3.5 years. And I would have went 4 years, but my football coach, he was assistant principal down at Peabody Junior High School. That's the same school I graduated from. It was a high school then, and my class was the last class to graduate from Peabody High. So I taught there from 75, 76. So during that time, I took advantage of the GI Bill. So I went into the military. I had signed up a year before I went in. You call that, what you call it? You call it delayed interest.
Oh, okay.
And so I went in a year after that. So I did 3.5 years. Then after 3.5 years, I moved to Fairfax. And so I worked in the school system up there. That's when I met Miss Bonnie Cooper. She was the director of SACC, that's School Age Child Care. And so I did that for about 4 years, and then I moved back down to Petersburg. I worked at the wastewater treatment plant. So I did that for about a year and a half. I re-injured my back. And so I came out on workman's comp. And so coming out on workman's comp, I started looking to some more things. And so back in this was 87 when I came out. 89, I put my Social Security paperwork in. That was approved back in 1989. And so from there, 93, my friend at Petersburg High School, his name was Larry Brown. He said, man, I have a program, man. He said, I see how you work with youth. And he said, I would like for you to start this program. It was called School Watch. And what happened, I said, let me look at the paperwork, and I said, I'll bring it back next week coming up. I looked at the paperwork. I said, man, I said, I think I like the program. And so what I did, I was the area coordinator at the time. And so by being an area coordinator, I started talking to other folks so they can be volunteer coming in for the help with the program. So we had the military helping us out. We had retired school teachers. We had people that's in the community. So we had a lot of help. I had about at least about 100 to 150 volunteers working.
Wow.
We also had the police officers because they gave us training how to defend ourselves, you know. And so, you know, the program was very successful during that time. Got a letter from Bill Clinton when he was the president. Got a letter from Governor Gilmore when he was the governor. And so, you know, they liked the program, and so we said we're going to start implementing some things within the school. Fast forward, my program, Vision Going to the Next Level, 2 have received scholarships from our program. The first one, he have about one more year before he received his Ph.D. He also has a group home. The second individual, he just graduated from Virginia State. He have 4 professional teams looking at him, but he got injured last year, so rehabilitating his right now. But I'm pretty sure he probably get an offer, but he's getting ready to go back and continue his education, also to work on his master's.
Oh, wow.
But what I be doing, I be going around talking to families, talking to students, you know, about continuing education, seeing what they want to do, where they want to go, and then, you know, my program, it really works because I have a lot of media coverage behind me that done written about it, and they say it's very successful, this program, Vision Going to the Next Level. My second book is called If You Look Up, You Can Get Up. If you look up, you can get up. That's the program itself. It starts from the 9th grade until they graduate from high school. I have a guideline for them for that.
Wow.
But they have to put the work in themselves. Anyone can go through this program, but they have to work it, and it's very successful.
Awesome. Yeah. As an author and mentor, how do you use your books to inspire adults engaged in continuing education programs?
Well, some of the parents don't really know, you know. And so what I do, I just go down and just tell them the basics. He said, my child or my daughter wants to do this or wants to do that. I said, do they know, are they going to school? They say yes. I said, what school are they going to? And so they tell me the school. I said, the first thing, you need to know what the requirements, what the schools are looking for. Because the schools are looking for numbers now, looking for SAT scores,
Yeah.
ACT scores, and GPAs. Now, if you meet those requirements, I tell them, I said, now pick 5 schools that you're interested in and see if you can qualify for those schools. And so they do that. And so the first young man who got the scholarship, his dad used to take him every summer down to Virginia Beach. But this particular year, after he started working on his program, he started just doing what he had to do. But, you know, he put his plan in place. I saw where he was improving. I saw where he was maturing. And he really wanted to do that. And so he's my role model right there. He's my role model because I'm very excited for him. I'm very proud of him because I saw him from the age he was about, when I first met him, he was about 12 or 13 when I first met him. And so he's doing very well now.
That's amazing. Yeah. What unique challenges do adult learners face in continuing education, and how does your consulting work help to address those?
Well, there's a lot just like they don't know, just like the second young man whom I was working with. Now, good GPA, but he hadn't did on his test. And I said, you know, you have one more year, man. I said, I'll be taking the test. He said, no. So I went and talked to his guidance counselor. When he talked to his guidance counselor, I said, what's the next date for the next test? So what she did, She looked that up and she signed him up for the next day. He matched the test. His academics is very good. He just didn't know how to get to that next level.
Okay. Yeah.
And so what I did, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So what,
You're a busy man.
so what I did, I just helped him get to that next level.
Yeah, absolutely. How does your experience as a speaker influence the way you design or support these continuing education initiatives?
Well, I try to be a role model.
Yeah.
Just like I say, practice what you preach. And just like they see me, I'm always the same every day.
Yes.
Just like when I first met you, I'm still the same. You're the same. You have a nice smile.
Thank
you. And
you.
then by just saying all of that, it's how you carry yourself, and people would accept you more. You don't have to be phony.
Yeah.
Be for real.
Yeah.
As long as you're for real with them, they can accept it. And then that's how I get through.
Yeah. I love that advice. I totally agree. Your book, Vision, Going to the Next Level, offers a lot of practical guidance. How do you see those principles helping continuing education students overcome obstacles?
Well, a lot, just like started my third book that's on bullying. Now, you have to be prepared for that because you have 3 types of bullying. But you know where bullying starts from? It starts from home.
Yeah.
And just like you may not seem like it's bullying, but it starts from home. But then you have to surround yourself around people who's going to influence you, who's going to make things better for you. And
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it does start at home, and that's something I haven't heard spoken about until like a few years ago, but I wholeheartedly agree with that. In mentoring individuals pursuing lifelong learning, what mindset shifts do you find are most important for success?
mindset, you have to be focused.
Yes.
And once you're focused, you have a clear mind. You can see things much better when you have a clear mind and you can focus on what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree. How do you integrate your consulting insights into your speaking engagements focused on education and personal development?
Well, just like when I go out and speak, I just don't speak. I have interaction also.
Yeah.
Because by having interaction, they can understand what you're doing, and then they can understand some things what they need to do for themselves also. It's not just me, but they learn it as well as I'm learning.
Yeah,
We learn
absolutely.
from each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. If there's one like story that sticks out to you besides the ones that you've kind of hit on about mentees, is there one that like is particularly emotionally affecting to you or that really made an impact on why you do what you do?
What really made an impact was the first individual. Saw that how he was enjoyed football, how he wanted to play. When he couldn't play, it was a rude awakening for him. So what he did, he prepared himself for that next year. And so the year that he couldn't play, he had a 1.79 GPA.
Really?
And that's why he couldn't play. Then another thing, he got his stuff together.
Everyone's calling you today.
He got himself together, and he knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Awesome. What would you say the future of your career looks like? Like, what do you have in mind?
Okay, I said the future is opening up because my book is on tour right now.
Wow.
Over in it's on an international tour.
And which book is this out of the 3?
Vision.
Okay, Vision.
If you look up, and they was chosen to be on this tour, my books.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks. And so what happened with that, the tour is going September the 10th through September the 14th. I may be going to the Philippines. They
Wow.
gave me the red carpet, so I'm just finalizing things right now.
Yeah.
And also my 2 books, they also been listed in the colleges, also been listed in the schools also.
That's amazing. You're going to have so much impact too. I bet that feels really, really good. What would you say the most fulfilling part of what you do is? Like what keeps you going every day?
Seeing a kid get to the next level. By them getting to that next level, they put the work in, so they have earned it. And so that rewards me when I see them put the work in, come asking me questions, what I need to do next. Then if I don't know the question, I get the answer for them, and I bring it back to them.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, is there anything that I didn't touch on that you wanted to kind of talk about? You've done so much and you've spoken so much about everything, but is there anything you want to dig into in
Well,
particular?
it's just I just enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
And I really hasn't really gotten paid like I should be getting paid, but things is picking up now though.
Yeah.
Things are picking up now.
Tour in the Philippines, red carpet.
So,
And I hear that phone ringing too, so
and
that's
then my
always good.
book, just like it's selling a lot overseas, and so I'm just amazed about that. And I'm glad people picking the information up, and then if they have any kind of information, they can give me a call, or even just they can email me.
Yeah. And that's great that you're so accessible too, that if anyone needs anything, you make yourself open to just answering their questions and really helping each person get to a successful point, just as you had that journey to success and you had, wonderful mentors and wonderful parents along the way.
And my father, I modeled him, and so I said, if I want to do this, I have to be a stand-up person. I have to be a light for them.
Yeah.
And then I have to lead it.
Yeah, and so many kids and adults don't have that. They don't have that father figure. They don't have that mentorship. So I just think it's so incredible that you're able to be that mentor for so many people. So thank you for what you do.
Christ first.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
have to put Christ
Yeah.
first. When you put Christ first, nothing can bother you then.
Yeah.
You're going to go through processes. Everybody have a process. Everybody's process is different.
Yeah.
And so, you go through your process, you pray on it, and then some of these things that's getting ready to come forth now, I had prayed about these things. And what God had done for me 2 years previous, He did this 2 years before, showed me I'd be on big stages, money here, money there, but it's not about the money, but it's good to have it.
Absolutely.
But he had showed this 2 years ago, but you know what he did? He says a process that you need to go through. He said, you haven't done this process. You know what that process was? I've been married twice. My first marriage, I wasn't there because I was in the military, and I was up in Northern Virginia. So I told my ex-brother, my wife, at the time then, I said, y'all come back down here to Petersburg, and I said, I'm going to call you guys up once I get situated up there. And so when I got situated, was going through some hardship and stuff, and so I went through a separation. And going through that separation, it would kind of, it was a damper, but it was a rude awakening too. And so that was part of my process. And what I'm trying to get at about the process, the reason I added process, the patience, the reason I added that one, God, I'm going to test your patience. That's what he did. And so I said, I don't want to do it this time. And so I said, what he gave me to do, it was hard. And it's still hard. But you know what? I'm getting through it.
Yeah, you got to persevere. It's such an important quality for people to have and for people to build. So that's amazing.
I'm getting through it, though. But you know what? Everybody have a process, and then you have to recognize your processes also.
Yes.
And once you recognize your process and you give it to my daddy upstairs, he's going to take care for you.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add or anything you wanted to talk about that I didn't hit on?
We're good right now.
Yeah. Well, it was such a pleasure talking to you and having you on the show. Yeah, thank you for sitting down with me today, Virgil.
It's not a
Appreciate
problem.
it. Love the work
Appreciate
that you do.
Appreciate you guys having me.